Welcome to Kilted Swine BBQ. I'm your host, Bob Sellers Jr. And today I'm going to show off my new Assassin 24. Her name is Black Betty, and I have cleaned her out and seasoned her up and plan to do some ribs later on her. The 24-inch is a great cooking machine. The issue I want to bring up front is if you order one, along with the 17 I believe, they come without the wheels on, so you'll have to make plans to try to jack it up. I used a jack to tilt it to one side and then the other and got them on successfully. You can see that it has a slam latch with a lock on there. When you open it up, inside I went and opted to get an extra set of rails between the top two and the bottom two racks that the rails would have been there by default. The reason I don't have one in the middle is you have to have room for the thermometer when it goes in there. It's something you have to bear in mind. I like to use racks inside when I'm smoking. It's easier just to bring the meat in and out. These nicely pull out nicely. Otherwise, there is a water pan that you can use, and you can see down here where the vent goes underneath and into the base of the chute. Now, if you look up at top here, this is a rain cap. I highly recommend getting it. I keep it on even when it's not raining, just to get used to using it. I went with the stainless steel all the way around as an add-on to it. The other feature that I opted for on mine was a door hinges on the left side. I'm right-handed, but when I open the doors, I open with my left while I'm holding the meat with the right that I happen to be cooking. That can vary based upon your preference. You can also have the chute of an Assassin put on the left or right side as well as the back. For me, I went with the back because invariably I would have it on the wrong side, and I plan to do competitions where having it in the back might be more advantageous, allowing me to put tables directly to each side. With the smoker, even at 350 degrees during the seasoning, it did not get very warm at all on the outside, but it maintained the temperature really well. I got these magnetic hooks over at Menards. This is the top of the chute. Highly recommend putting in tin foil so that you can protect your seal as well as the top of your door. I happen to use the AJY wireless thermometer. It comes with 6 probes. It's inexpensive. If you go to kiltedswinebbq.com, under my YouTube videos that I've collected and shared, you'll find reviews of several different brands, this one included. I happen to own 2 and have enjoyed them very well as they connect to my phone. Going down, the door to the chute opens up into a nice ash bin, and you can see up with the grate and coming down. Now, the one thing that I did on the back of mine is I went with dual ports, and the reason for that is not like the chute being on one side or the other. With the smoker, you do get the IQ 120, which I have hooked up here. I also own a 110 that I bought and I use on my offset smoker, so you can see the comparison between the two here, the 120 being digital and the 110 being more mechanical. They are interchangeable. The hookup for the fan goes into a little nipple here that you get with it, or you can run it without. Some people do without fans. I got the same nipple attachment for my offset, which you can see pictures of on kiltedswinebbq.com, and that allowed me to put a pipe in the back of my firebox there and use the 110 to manage the airflow into the firebox, which has worked really well. It comes with a ball valve that you can open and close. The other options are if you wanted to have this painted. I opted just to go with black. I believe the defaults are black and gray. I happen to went with the black, but you know, each to their own when they go to pick it out. But anyway, this is Black Betty. I will have more videos as my experience with the cooking goes. She is a heavy smoker. She's about 500 pounds or thereabouts. She works great on the patio with the default wheels that or casters that you get with them. I did not go with the no flats because she will be standing in one place a lot of the time and they tend to get flat spots. Should you find the need to move it around a yard, I might suggest looking at getting bigger casters that might even be air filled as options to consider. Now the other thing that I did or have for this is a measuring stick. Now you might want to know or ask what that's for. Well, I tried lighting a fire in the base of the chute and it worked well, but one of the problems is I need to get used to that. Until then, I'm probably going to be starting to use it outside of the smoker and then dumping it down and then adding. But you need to know how much charcoal is in your chute. So I came up with this as just a way to tell me how much charcoal is left in there if I don't fill it all the way up. When I did do my burn-in, I only had about a half of a chute full, and it stayed at 350 for 4 hours without much of any modifications or changes, which is a completely different experience than with my offset. And I was quite impressed. And even then, when the temperature started to come down, it wasn't a sudden drop as you might find with an offset. It was a slow drop down, and she held at 225 or thereabouts for about 3 hours on the way to cooling off. And when I got done, it was just ash in the bottom and everything was copacetic. So if you like this, please press like. If you'd like to see more as they come out, please hit subscribe. And I will look forward to having more videos as my experiences progress. Have a great day. You can see more at kiltedswinebbq.com. And this has been Black Betty.